Are you a fan of the No Dishes podcast? Be sure to check out our Patreon, where you can find exclusive merch and perks, and join the Clean Plate Club, our Facebook group where you can connect with other fans of the No Dishes podcast, share your favorite moments from the most recent episodes, and submit questions for upcoming guests. Season 4 of the No Dishes podcast is brought to you by visitbloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurants and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the No Dishes podcast. It was such a treat sitting down with Therese Vernon and Jessica Chandler of Cloverleaf. Find out how they got their start in McDonald's, Shoney's, what it's been like going through the new ownership change, and most importantly, that they're now open on Sundays.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine for lights and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
All right, we're back with another episode of the No Dishes podcast, season 4, presented by Visit Bloomington. We are very excited, as always, to cover another great restaurant here in town and the folks behind it. We are diving down to the south side, but also the west side at the same time with Cloverleaf, with our guests today, Therese Vernon and Jessica Chandler. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Definitely.
So I know you guys just went under a change of ownership. May, that owns kind of El Ranchero. He recently bought Butch's as well. You guys just told me before we start going, I knew he bought Cloverleaf South. I didn't know he bought Cloverleaf West.
Yes.
Has that changed things at all, or what's that kind of transition been like for you guys?
Jessica would be the one to ask.
You've been there through the transition as well. Before, it was definitely it's still a mom and pop, local staple of Bloomington, I would say. It's been around for so long, since I think 89 it was. Definitely changed the ownership, but nothing else. I mean, he kind of upgraded some things, but didn't really change the vibe.
The POS system.
He added a computer. I think he tried to update things.
Which POS did you upgrade to?
I don't even know. It's not like what. It doesn't even have a name.
It's the Easy Dine. It does have
okay.
It's a POS.
You're like, I know how to use it. Sorry.
It's not Aloha.
I hate all point of sales, so I just wanted to know which one I wanted to hate.
That's the biggest transition that I think was hard, is that we went from the tickets, just writing them out old school and sticking them up, to now there's so many more steps for us. So it's a lot more, and then the kitchen has a harder time with the, a tabletop of 2 with all of our edits can hit the floor.
Do you think that's going to be better in the long run, and it's just kind of a learning curve right now?
Definitely. It's getting better.
Yeah.
But for the sales that we can push on a Saturday, it's hard to keep up with it. So we might have to adjust a little bit for Saturdays, but it's a difference in, several $1,000s in a normal day to a Saturday of people trying to cram in there, and then they get mad at us because we've spoiled them with 7-minute service time.
I know.
They are
And now it takes us 7 minutes.
They're like, we waited 20 minutes.
And not only that, it's like the whole restaurant is full and people are at the door. So if you would realistically think about it, all these people are going to be served before you, and you have no idea when they walked in. And trust me when I say, from 6 in the morning until 2:30, it never stops.
Lines
There's
out
not
the door.
a table.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So they come in and not
it,
realize it. So it's definitely a learning curve with the POS, adding those extra steps.
Yes.
Yeah. I would think that's with how your guys' business is, you'd want to implement that on a Monday and then have everyone try to learn it as much as they could before the weekend. But it sounds like it's been several weeks though, right?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. So it's it's starting to ebb and flow. But those first couple of weeks were We were like, holy shit.
I just want to go home.
Literally like, hug me, hold me. This is terrible.
Yeah, we still have those days because it's definitely a busy restaurant. People love us, and that's just the way it is. We got to still try to push it out there and make them happy without pissing them off because it took 25 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Because they're set in their ways. You know, we deal with a lot of people who've been coming there for like 20 years.
Oh, of
that
course.
Are used to that kind of service. And it's just
well, and you guys are just, I mean, what you did before was so insanely fast.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's still fast.
Yeah.
It's just relative to what they've had for 20 years.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's a little bit of an adjustment.
Definitely.
But hopefully, I'm sure they see the positives that lets the new ownership kind of see sales of certain things. And whereas before handwritten tickets, punching in that amount, you have no idea what's
that's
selling.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And that's kind of why he wanted to implement the POS system.
And it's definitely more personable, I think, for me. You guys are talking about your age before we started, but I'm a little bit older, and I started with the old school back in the day when Shoney's was here.
Oh, nice.
So just the personable, like, taking the order and turning it in and coming back, delivering the food ourselves, pre-busting the table, offering dessert, and bringing the ticket plus paying. Before, I had a line going through my section all the time.
Yeah.
And my regulars want to sit with me, but there's this line going to the cashier all day.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was kind of frustrating, but now it's more personable. So it may take a little bit more time, but they see me the whole time doing the work. So tips, in fact, can be better.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
There is positives to it, but there's some,
Yeah, that makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
My favorite part about going to like Cloverleaf and like, maybe some other places that are similar to that vibe. It's just that like there's almost like a little snarkiness to a lot of the servers, and they'll call you hun, but like they'll give you a hard time if you're not ready to order. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I mean? It's just like it's homey, and it's like
it's very homey. A lot of people there come there just to say hi to us because they don't have family, or that's what they do on a daily. Some people come 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Oh man, what?
Yes, definitely. So it's definitely hard sometimes to have those repeat customers 3 times a day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It can take a toll on you, but we love them. And when they're gone, you notice. You're like, we have a guy named Hooligan. He's been gone in Hawaii for.
Yeah, like, is he alive?
Yes.
Hooligan, you know him?
No.
Yeah, he's like 96.
Yes.
And he just went to Hawaii, but he was a Marine. And like we hear his stories, and when he dies, it'll be sad.
Oh.
And we've had a lot of
because
people
he's like a
that.
frequent,
But everybody knows somebody.
Yeah, every time I go to Cloverleaf, well, I haven't gone to West in a long time. It's always been South.
Yeah.
Just kind of, we have our warehouse. I don't know. I'm around that side a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm always seeing someone I know in there.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know. It's part of the experience. Like, hey, Bill, you see the game? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just a down home, a little bit of country cooking.
Yep.
Yeah, my favorite part is that like server mentality. Do you feel like you have to balance that, like being sweet and nice and customer service while still having like a little bit of an edge?
It's a little less than if you were in like the bar environment type thing, somewhere that actually serves alcohol, even if not. But we get our assholes.
Yeah. I feel like with the elderly, we're kind of, I don't know, I'm nicer.
Yeah.
Because they're, a lot of them are like elderly and sweet, but like she said, you do run into your assholes. And you can kind of be an asshole back because
sometimes
it's part of the experience.
Right now, it's tested us with the ticket times, and where you're just like, okay, well, then I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're like, okay, hon, why don't you go to Denny's? Oh, wait, it's closed.
Well, you try to say sorry so many times, and then they still just don't get it.
I feel like
it's a way of life these days.
Yeah.
Right. I would think like with the older folks, you're like very pleasant, but I feel like it maybe is more like the boomer men, the middle-aged men, where like they want to be given a hard time, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I just kind of, what do you want? Are you okay? And then go about my business and try to ignore the boomer men because they're a little rowdy at times.
Yeah.
Are they not?
Yeah. But we have all the way from South kids, that come through the whole day. And
those are
we've watched grow up. I mean, I've been there 7 years since the South Side opened. And that's when I got my opportunity to get in. Before, when it was just the West Side, you didn't get a job there, but people always wanted one, know? So, but I'm hoping now that May took over both sides, that we can kind of intertwine with each other, know a little bit more. I want to know what's going on there. But as of before, we just kind of stayed on the side. It was one side or the other.
It was like the West Side and the South Side. You know what I mean? It was like gang banging.
You got to rep your crew.
Yes.
That's
It's
so
still,
funny.
I'm sure it's still kind of stay like that. It's just the way it is. But
Yeah, but now it's like it gives you more flexibility from like a management standpoint and like covering shifts and
Yeah,
like
why
stuff. You know what I
wouldn't I?
mean? Like
Yeah.
there's more
Yes.
resources because
Yeah.
we'll have that all the time. I just did it the other day where I had to ask someone from our Walnut store to go to our Nashville store,
Right.
Because someone had a family member that might like be very close to passing, so they couldn't come in. So I was like, hey, I need you to go out to this store. It just gives you more options than just having the one and be like, well, we're screwed, you know?
Right. I think with the Cloverleaf restaurant as well, the hours are a lot different than the normal restaurant. And for me, being a single parent, it's helped me so much in the school times. You know,
Yeah.
it closes at 3, so it's over at 3. But it also sucks when the fact that it opens at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So you have to have your employees there, 3:30, 4 o'clock.
People that can get there at 4
Yeah.
that you can trust
just
that are like
opened and
reliable
closed.
because
Yeah.
it's hard to find.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna trust that you're gonna be there
Yeah.
at 4, and then I'm not
Because
gonna
I
get a
covered
call
for
at
an employee
5
yesterday, and
Yeah.
I opened and closed. So
Wow.
it can be rough some days, just
Yeah.
like any restaurant. But
Even like at our Indiana Avenue store, like, now we open an hour later, but we were opening at like 6:30. It's like, I'm not waking up at 6:30.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's nice for me to be able to sleep and know that I don't need to check the camera to make sure someone's
someone's
there.
Right.
So it's
Definitely.
it's very helpful to have someone that you know
Yeah.
you can depend on.
Work ethic is different these days.
Yeah. It's we're very fortunate with the crew we have.
Yeah.
But I've seen it. I called a kid yesterday who applied at the Nashville store, and I'm still on my we're still on the family plan. Don't judge me. And the kid just answers. He goes, "Who's Charles Davis?" And I'm just like, "Hey man, this is Jordan." I'm like, whatever. And I don't know. He was just so it blew my mind how he didn't know how to talk to someone calling him about a job.
Right.
And I'll have some of those happen. We don't really have any of them on our crew. You try
Right.
to vet those out.
Right.
But it's insane.
Is it younger? Or is it a younger demographic of people
I
that
think
don't
it's
really
all.
know how to talk on the phone?
Yeah, from what I could tell, they were a junior in high school, sophomore in high school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because it's all
But I
texting,
still see a
right?
lot of older folks too, even that don't fill out a lot on the application because they just think there is not anything,
Right.
a resume would be, void.
Yeah.
It's just my name and when I can start and
Yeah.
where I came from.
Another one I had was a kid who was referred by an old employee we had that was really good. And I messaged the dude. I was like, hey, should I get a hold of them? They're like, yeah, definitely. And I call, and then their voicemail is just brr, 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 and them just making noises. And then it just beeps. And I'm like, if you're looking for a job. And
Can you please fix your voice?
yeah, have something decent. Or at least to their credit, they had a voicemail set up.
Right.
Nothing
A
worse
lot of
than
people don't.
if you're on the job hunt and you don't have a voicemail set up,
Yeah.
it's if I really think you would be good, I'll shoot you a text. But that's you have to have a very impressive application.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or you should be calling back without, not sending a text. I'm
No.
going to call you and you're going to either call me back or
Yeah.
it's unfortunate you just missed your opportunity.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So do you just see them turned in, or are you part of the hiring process?
I just became part of I'm the front end manager. But for 7 years, pretty much, I would help with the scheduling and stuff like that on the weekends and stuff. But like we said, when you have a good crew, we all pretty much were our own people. So nobody had to dictate anything.
Yeah,
so,
that's great.
But now that he's got a little bit more hours and 7 days a week, it makes us have to bring more employees in. So it's become a little bit more difficult. But yes, so we have the applications where you're just no on the top.
Yeah.
Or, but everybody has an opinion. And I think it's hard sometimes to get people that mesh well, regardless of
Yeah.
if they're a good person or not. It's just hard. And you want somebody that's going to mesh well.
Absolutely. Another thing with our Nashville store, we've had a much older crew than we've normally had, but we haven't promoted any of them over the other. They're all shift managers, but
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
It's kind of a cool dynamic to make it to where they're
very
everyone's
equal.
all equals.
Yeah.
So it's you got to figure it
That's
out.
how I say it. I'm I'm nobody. If you do your job, I don't dictate nothing. It's all wrote down.
She's
I should never
awesome,
have
to work
So I
for.
try to be, understanding and stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody has problems. Everybody makes mistakes. Just fix it, move forward.
Don't be dramatic about it. Don't like.
She's not shining flashlights under the tables to make sure we swept
Gum
everything.
check.
yeah.
We do need to do a gum check. But thanks. I'll let everybody
gum
know
check.
that Therese suggested the gum check. Yes, we used to have to do that at the beginning.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to do, but there's like.
I'll let you know. I'll email you.
Okay, all right. I appreciate it.
We seriously 7 years ago we did it, and like the first year, and we all was so grossed out every day that we had to do it. We did it like once a week, I think, and we'd find them where people literally come in and eat, and they stick their gum.
So weird.
Can you imagine doing that?
So
Just put it on your
we'll look
plate.
together and we'll let you know. But I believe people still do it.
Let's make Lexi wipe.
That's not cool.
We'll cut
We're
it
all
out.
doing it, and you're doing it first.
Okay.
I was
will.
gonna say it sounds
I
like it. Yeah, you haven't changed one bit. Let's make so and so do it. Therese and I used to work together at Sweetgrass
Yeah.
way back when.
She's
that's-
trouble.
we could dive into that some more at some point, but I wanted. So,
For sure.
how long have you guys both been at Cloverleaf? You said 7 years,
Yeah.
and then just became the front of house manager.
Yes.
Well, congrats
Thank
on
you.
the promotion.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been hard earned.
It has been. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard to take it. Sometimes people don't always take your success for, people try to
Right.
throw you under. So just praying on it and letting it ride, and then, your true colors shine. So
Yeah.
It was-
If you
it
know
was a
you're
lot.
doing everything the right way, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what other people are
Busting
saying.
your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Busting your tail.
it was nice.
Tail.
Yeah, we do
I
bust
don't
our
know.
tail
Yeah.
together. We
I was
do.
like,
We
his
feel
butt.
like
Oh,
chaos.
wow.
Yeah. No, I don't know why.
This
Just like-
restaurant is literally different than most restaurants. Some girls think they can hang, and it's different.
It's busy.
You hear people
Yeah.
complain about, I got double
gotta be
sat. You
seasoned.
get 4 people sat. You get 7 people sat at once. It
Yeah.
happens constant. And
you just
so
treat it like a big old 7 top.
you make it or you don't. Yes, exactly.
There you go.
I think
Right.
I'm going to come in on Sundays.
Why don't you come work for us?
Yeah, just like, what's up, hun? How we doing? I don't know. I feel like I could play that role all right.
Get some variety up in there. Get a mail server.
Yeah.
Cameo
Yeah.
from Jordan and David.
It'll work.
Yeah, that'd be so.
It'll
just
work.
really lean into the country thing.
I want fried potatoes with that.
Yeah. Oh man. So I just thought of a million different things I like wouldn't it be appropriate to say. Where it's just like giving people a hard time if they got cream like in their sugar, you know what I mean, or in their coffee.
Yes, we've had some nasty ones. This one guy, he didn't come anymore because I finally let him. I said stuff, but he would always say he wanted his scrambled eggs moist.
Ew.
Exactly.
I hate that
And he
word.
would just look at you, and it was just like, and finally, so I was just like, look, you're not going to say that anymore. People say they want them soft, scrambled soft. Moist isn't the word. Drop it. And he was just this old creepy man. He stopped coming in. He doesn't come anymore. But actually, I heard he might have went to the West Side.
Well, if you go cover a shift over there, you'll find out. You just, as soon as you walk in for your first shift,
creepy.
you hear the
see
kitchen
him.
be like, scrambled eggs up, moist. You're like, oh no.
Just not the word. Not the word.
So, how long have you been there now?
Probably like 8 months.
Oh,
maybe.
it hasn't even been, for some reason, I was thinking it was longer.
It feels
No,
longer.
it does feel a lot longer, but
Like, time doesn't fly when you're getting your butt kicked every shift.
every shift.
It's insane. It's like Coyote Ugly sometimes, I think. Like Saturdays for sure. We get our butts kicked. And at the end of it, it's like, we did it. It's crazy.
We celebrate and like treat ourselves to like
Cheesy
bread
bread.
from Avers
Oh,
on
nice,
Saturdays.
yeah.
Because the cooks definitely are not going to cook anything for us.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not
They got
even
their
gonna
butts
try.
kicked too,
Yeah.
You go on down the sinkhole, slam a couple like 10% beers real
I
quick.
wish.
Yeah, I'd be like,
You know,
all right, let's close.
We've had a couple of people do that, like go down there, I think for blueberry wine or blueberry
Yeah.
beer or something he's got. Yeah.
Gotta take the edge off.
Yeah.
Literally decompress.
I thought one of the guys, one of the new guys, was making margaritas in the back at the end of the crazy shifts because he was coming up, getting a bucket, putting ice in it. One of the new guys
With
and
like lemonade
he put
mixer.
lemonade in there and everything, and I'm like,
This guy
I'm like,
knows.
are you making vodka lemonade? Can I get one?
She's finally like, can I get one? And he's like, I'm
Cleaning the
grill.
Oh, like, just kidding. I was testing you.
I was
They were
like,
like,
oh,
it's
word.
shiny. It was
Oh,
cracking
okay,
me up.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I thought for sure you were making a bucket of
Yeah.
whatever lemon drops.
It's like, are you
Because yes, we all want to drink by the and we don't even get to drink a drink, let
No,
alone a drink.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't serve booze there, right?
no.
Well, maybe since Mayron's owns El Rancheros and stuff, you'll
We
start
were
getting
talking about mimosas.
start mimosas and margarita towers.
there was like a
talking about it.
rumor, but you
Not
know
for
what
sure.
rumors
Because I mean,
are.
a 2-way liquor license isn't that expensive, so you can do beer
No.
and wine.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought
Oh, he's into doing things. He also wants to change to night hours too. So soon enough, I mean,
When we
I'll
have the
start
staff,
like
yeah.
taking, once we get leveled with the system and everything, then start taking applications for nighttime.
Nice. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll use this as a hiring episode.
Exactly.
If anybody watches this and is like, I don't want to work with these two people, you don't want to apply in anyway.
work
you know?
nights. We are the day shift.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Like, we actually don't care what you're like because we're not going to work with you.
We won't be there at night.
But it's awesome. So
It'll be good.
I love the fried chicken there.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that like aren't that isn't breakfast that like people will be like, where do you find the best fried chicken in town? I'm like, Cloverleaf.
That's so funny. I saw a woman eating it today. Like it was smothered in hot sauce, and all I could think is like, I can't believe I haven't had our fried
Yeah.
chicken yet because I love fried chicken, and
Yeah.
it looked so good today. And you just reminded me that I
it's
need
good.
to try it.
Yeah, Brooke got me to try it because I will drive all the way to Mooresville to Gray Brothers.
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah.
love
fried
Gray
chicken.
Brothers.
I got
So
I mean, it was a while ago now, but it was like an airport run or something. And I was like so pumped because I was dropping someone off. I was like, I'm going to get some Gray Brothers. And
Yep.
it's going to be so great. And they were just like, I swore it said they were open on Google and they were closed.
Yeah.
That's literally worse than heartbreak.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Literally.
This is our heartbreak. This is
They have the best
we're filming
pie.
this on Valentine's Day, so
Yes.
this is our
Heartbreak.
heartbreak episode. And nothing breaks my heart more than not getting fried chicken when I
Yeah.
want fried chicken.
From Mooresville
Right.
for sure.
Or a restaurant saying it's open when it's not.
I heard
Yeah.
a rumor that IGA in Ellisville has the best fried chicken.
They
so
do have some fire
Try
fried
it
chicken.
out.
It is
We're gonna
pretty
have to try it.
That's the
good.
most excited
I just
Teresa's
don't like
gotten all
fried
episode.
chicken.
I'm
I'm
like, they do.
They got some breasts and
I don't
stuff.
like to cook. I just don't like cooking fried chicken.
Yeah, so I would imagine because the one in Brown County is great fried chicken. I've had that, so I mean it's IGA. It's gonna be the same stuff.
Yeah.
I mean maybe it's Carol instead of Doris making it, but you know either way it's like the same recipe.
Peggy Sue, whoever.
Yeah, man, I just love nothing.
Somebody's mammy's back there making fried chicken.
Are you making fried chicken over there? I love making fried chicken. See, you should have been making some fried chicken.
You guys should have put that on your rider before you came on. It's like, do you guys need anything special to drink for the episode? No, just fried chicken,
chicken.
though.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an option.
Now we're all
Yeah.
gonna be craving it.
Yeah, nothing better than a podcast episode where everybody's licking their fingers and slurping like chicken and like. So
Sucking
anyway,
bone marrow out.
yeah. Oh God.
Right.
All right. I wish we could see like where in an episode people stop listening, Garrett, because that would just be like,
Shoot. Well, wait. They're like waiting for
You
it.
can
at
edit that
point.
out though.
nah.
They're waiting for it.
It's like I lied. We can't edit anything. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. That was so, yeah. I told just like I have to tell a lot of people that like, hey, you come on, we can edit something if you really don't like it. But you need that like safety net. Like because I had done the podcast for a while when I started doing the weekly radio show with Glass, and it freaked me out going on the radio, especially because I curse quite a bit. So I'm like.
Oh, you
I was
can't
like,
curse.
not
in
on the
podcast
radio
either. Oh, just on the radio.
So the podcast used to be a little more wild.
Right.
Back because I would be drinking. The guests would almost always be drinking, and we didn't have any advertisers or anything like that. So it was the Wild West in terms of what we said.
Right.
So you can still cuss. It's not. There's nothing that's you
Right.
can't. But personally, I'm trying not to be the one that's like lighting it up.
Yeah, I don't
You know
either.
what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not a big cursor. I mean, I say my words, but it's just
You're like I save them for when they're needed.
They're
Exactly.
sentence enhancers.
Sentence.
a good one.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like they're not cursed with. They're just.
They just, it's like talking in cursive.
It's like a tone. It's a tone. Definitely.
Yeah, it's like, how do I get my point across with crap? You know,
It's
Yeah.
like exactly.
you
Definitely.
really need that punch.
Definitely.
All right, so you guys have both worked in restaurants before, Cloverleaf. I want to kind of hear about your history in restaurants and what that's been like. Where you've worked locally, where you've worked maybe not locally. I'll let defer.
You
yeah.
met her at Sweetgrass, you guys were telling me. So
Yeah,
how
yeah,
was
yeah.
that?
Yeah, well, that's not where I got my start. You know what I'm saying?
Like, whoa, pump the brakes.
You know what I'm saying? I had my career started a long time ago. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we did meet at Sweetgrass. That was
So you're from Bloomington.
Yes.
Yeah. So
basically.
what was your first restaurant job?
It was actually at my first restaurant job, like McDonald's. I
Nice.
was 14 years old.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
I'm loving it.
Ooh, that was good. Garrett, we need to add that to the intro. That was.
We need our royalties, McDonald's.
Yeah, the Notices Choir coming in here.
Funny.
So you said 14?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, so Mickey D's.
And then for Mickey D's.
Whoa. What was the Mickey D's experience like? I need to hear about this.
It was honestly insane. So I started out at a Mickey D's in Terre Haute because that's where I lived when I was 14.
Okay.
And one of the cooks was like a truck driver or something to that
Pulling
effect.
double duty, yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember, it was creepy. Yeah. Now that I'm like, I didn't think it was creepy at 14.
At the time, yeah.
But now that I look back, I'm like, damn, they really just had me flipping patties next to like Chester.
Yeah. Chester.
You know
Obviously
what I'm saying?
creepy.
Yeah, no, that's so funny.
That's your first memory of McDonald's. So.
Literally.
Yeah, it's like, what's it like working at McDonald's? Well, let me tell you about Chester real
Don't
quick.
put your 14-year-old daughters there.
I didn't realize you were a Real Housewife of New Jersey.
I try sometimes.
Like, it just comes out. All right, after Chester freaked you out, where'd you move on to?
So I ended up at like probably Chili's, I think. Oh, actually, I had a little gig at Boogie Burger
Okay.
in
Is that
Indianapolis. In
Boogie Burger?
Broad Ripple, yeah. I don't even know if it's like exists.
Yeah, how old were you?
18, 19.
Okay. Were you at
yeah.
McDonald's for 4 years, or did you?
For a long time, yeah. I worked there off and
Wow.
on, yeah.
You paid your dues.
Yeah, they moved me up to like
Just
crew
around here.
leader, and I made
Hooked.
pretty decent money
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a kid, yeah.
I did too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be
Back in the day, it was like $13 an hour, which was like
Yeah.
what, $40 an hour now?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not
Right.
that much, but quite a bit.
It's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, that had to help prepare you for the volume that you do at Cloverleaf. Just McDonald's had to be kind of nonstop.
It was.
Yeah. All right, so you go to Boogie Burger, 18, little stint there. Then you go to Chili's.
Yeah.
In town here in Bloomington. Or?
Indianapolis.
Okay.
And then I transferred down to Bloomington because I moved down here permanently in
When you were a server.
2007. I was a server, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I worked there for a while.
Just slinging them baby back ribs.
You know what I'm saying?
Not me.
Yep. And them Southwest egg rolls.
Gotta say in a Southwest accent.
Okay. But yeah, so I did that for a while. And I think from there I went to Denny's. Worked there from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. here in Bloomington.
Did you work with Ken at Denny's?
Yes, I did work with Ken at
Nah,
Denny's. He
okay.
was my boss.
Yeah, okay. I
Yes.
didn't know if your time over there overlapped because I worked for Ken at O'Charlie's.
Oh, Charlie's. Yeah. We talked about, yes, I
Because
remember
I went from
that now.
O'Charlie's to Sweetgrass. I totally forgot about that.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
went from Denny's to Sweetgrass. So we
Oh,
both
okay.
went from Ken to Sweetgrass.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get us ready for the real world?
He did.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah. Well, I went to Ken's wedding maybe 2 years ago now.
I didn't either.
And I was with my ex, but we both have experience in serving, bartending, all that, and the bartender didn't show up. And so we ended up having to bartend a wedding we were invited to.
guess
But I mean,
that.
it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
Because everyone's like realizes it's a very unique situation, is very understanding, and we're
Right.
just kind of doing our
Hustling
thing.
it, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so it was just funny. He like just gave us the card that had cash in it for the original bartender. Just gave it to us.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sweet, that was fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Ken, he was the bar manager when I got promoted to bartender at O'Charlie's,
Okay.
and we had a lot of fond memories over there. The only reason I left was for a better place than O'Charlie's.
Yeah.
Which was Sweetgrass.
Right.
Yeah. So how long did you end up being at Sweetgrass?
7.5 years. Yes.
Yeah, because you were
I
there
was-
before me. You were there after me.
Yeah, and for the ownership change.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So you started under the original owners.
I did.
Luke and Ryan,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
or Luke.
The summer they opened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And then how many years had it been open until the three-way? Because I came on right when the three-way got purchased. And you added liquor.
So they got the three-way, I want to say 2.5 years, maybe
Into
3
it?
years
Yeah.
after they had bought it. Yeah, they got it at that auction
Yeah,
for
'cause-
like a steal.
Yeah, it was like 80 grand. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they released extras because of the census that they took in 2010. And this was like 2012 or 13
Yeah.
when I came over there.
Mm-hmm. 12, I think, is when they got it.
Yeah. But that was a lot of fun. What are some of your favorite memories of working at Sweetgrass? That face.
All I can think of is just like what we were talking about before. I don't want to say they're like my favorite memories, but like, you know, stuff getting yeeted around, like working for Bobby Knight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, lines being cut the wrong way and then yelling in front of a dime. Yeah.
But I feel like almost, you know, the crew that we worked there, you know, like, I don't know if we can say names, but, you know, Ethan and everybody, like, that was like a fun crew. So, like,
I feel like I lucked out about the time I came in because it's Ethan, you, Molly, Kara, Joy.
And Marion.
Yes,
there was.
And
that
was like the OG crew.
Yeah, that was.
There's always a crew.
Well, but just like Cloverleaf, like we could handle our shit. Like
We
you know what I mean? Like we
count
would have
on each other.
the entire
Like
bar, dining room, patio.
Sales, yeah.
We would on weeknights would have 3 servers. Weekends we'd have 4, and that's it.
Right.
And, like you just handle it.
Yep.
And you'd work doubles, and because there were only like 8 of us, 7 of us.
Yeah. But it was so much fun just making bank with like, but like because at O'Charlie's, best case you would have a 5-table section. So when you start doing 8 tables at a time, like you're really, I don't know, it just it helps you like realize like, oh yeah, like I can watch me do me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like I can, because they're all seeing it. They're seeing what you're doing for everyone and like that you're crushing it.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you were like kind of hinting at earlier when you're talking about how like they see us running around now and maybe our tips and they are like, because they do see us like running our ass off like they did at Sweetgrass. And they're like, I tipped this girl $20. You know what I'm saying? She killing it. Yeah.
So you mentioned the ownership changes. So after Luke and Ryan sold it, didn't they sell it to Joy?
Joyce.
Okay. And that's when they added in the like Asian fusion menu in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
What was that transition like?
It was rough. You know, there was like when the transition happened within a month, like I showed up one day and there was like a sign on the door saying that we had closed and
no one told you about it?
Nobody had told us about it. And they were like, and we, like everybody that worked there thought it was like a permanent thing. Like they bought the restaurant. It wasn't succeeding the way they had thought it was and it closed. But then like a week later, Joyce was like messaging and calling everyone like, can you be back at work? So, and to this day, like, I don't even know what that was about. I don't know why they closed for that week. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so it was like really awkward, uncomfortable. It was a rough transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really killed the business.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that was interesting here, like talking to you guys, because I still kept in touch with a lot of you guys after I had my falling out, is what I call it, with them. And it just like been like, oh yeah, this isn't going well. And then I'm like, it kind of, I don't know. It's like that like bad part of you, the bitter part of you, like likes to hear that sometimes.
Yeah, like, oh, they fired him? Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's but it's like it sucks for your friends that are still working there having to deal with stuff that they shouldn't have to. You know?
I felt like, oh my gosh, like, you know, people are like, please don't quit.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I won't. But then I was like, okay, I'm about to jump ship.
Well, so obviously Marion left when Luke sold.
Yes.
So then, and Ethan was gone before I was
way gone. Yeah.
So then you're left with what? Molly, I think, left while I was there.
Kara was gone.
So then it was just you, Kara, and Joy, right?
Yeah, and then Kara ended up leaving shortly after because she got
after the ownership change.
I want to say she left before,
really?
Maybe shortly after.
Yeah.
I don't quite.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. Yeah.
Wild. Yeah.
Huh.
But everybody left. It just kind of trickled down and
yeah. Well, I remember for the longest time I heard it was like just you and Joy as the last one standing.
Yeah.
From that, like the original group, the only people that were left from like the original owners.
Yeah. And I think it was just out of like convenience because Joy lived like a block away.
Right. Yeah.
And then I was like, it's just I was making the schedule, so I just
Yeah. You could make sure that you're getting
Yeah.
So did you stay on? Did Joy sell to Mike Ross? Or was there someone in between there?
I'm honestly not sure how Mike Ross came into the picture because I was gone at that point.
Okay,
but I'm pretty sure she did sell to him, or maybe I don't know. It could have like I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So anyway, it got bought. Now changed to Southern Stone. I feel like they're finally kind of getting back to somewhat close to what the original used to be.
Are they?
Yeah, they're like stepping their game up, and I've had better and better experiences going in there. But of course, you're never going to think anything's as good as when you were there.
I know.
Because you're willing to give them a chance, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Well, and it's like, dude, I went in there like 3 years after I had been fired, and like it was still my glass wine pours, and like it was still my like there was all these things like because right before I moved on. It was I curated a brand new wine list, and like because I was doing all that fun stuff where I was like
the wine tastings, and all
we were doing
jazz.
the free wine tastings, and like we did a brand new wine list, new glass pours, cocktails, all that stuff. And so when I came in years later, and they were still using,
the same,
I'm like, okay, cool, like that's nice, you know,
that
to know
was
that
my
like
improvement.
And just that
you're welcome.
that they were good enough to like still kind of stand the test of time, you know. What was it that made you eventually leave Sweetgrass? Where'd you end up going?
I left Sweetgrass to go to Cook Medical.
Oh, okay.
You know, I thought that, I don't know, maybe just like serving. I don't know. I wanted to try something different.
Was that your first time not in a restaurant?
Yeah.
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 How long did you end up being there?
It was probably only like 10 months or so. Yeah. I didn't love it. It was very slow paced compared to like waiting tables, and I just like did not love.
Yeah.
Not
monotonous.
I wasn't
Well, and
used
it's
to it.
for some people that's perfect, and they really I have friends that work at Cook and love it.
Yeah,
you know,
there's nothing wrong
but
with
if you're like a restaurant person,
it's not. Yeah. If you want to stay busy and you want to go, don't.
Yeah.
What so where'd you go from there?
I was a case manager for a local nonprofit for a while.
Okay, I think I remember that now.
Yes.
And then you end up at Cloverleaf after that?
Yeah. I had another baby, went on maternity leave, and decided I needed something more flexible that I didn't need to be at, you know, as often as I needed to be at the previous job. So
I love it.
yeah.
Sweet.
Now I'm slinging pancakes.
Yeah, slinging pancakes, getting a little hash brown casserole.
Ow.
Jessica, tell us a little bit about yourself and your story.
I haven't been in the restaurant my whole life, but I did start at like Shoney's back in the day. I don't know exactly. I got 10 years on y'all. So maybe like Shoney's. And then I went to like Denny's. I worked some weekends there. I ended up in Courtyard Marriott, and I was a sales manager there for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And then my parents passed away, and they switched owners. So the guy that had been with me for 9 years left and retired. So this new Dick came in, and sorry.
Yeah, I was just like, that was it. Was his name Richard?
I was so close. I did so much for them. We were attached with the convention center. I did things for Method Man, Red Man. I did 10. I got an award for. I have pictures.
That's so cool.
But, and that Dick was there, and he was like, "You can't go out with." They were like, "Come out to our." Bus and we'll give you some stuff. And I was like, yes. And he was like, you can't go out there. We were at the front desk. And he said, you can't go out there with them. I said, if it was Dolly Parton, you'd have been out there. I was like, I'll be back. And so, but unfortunately, my my dad passed away of cancer. And sorry, I got 2 weeks bereavement pay, and then my mom passed away the night of his funeral in her sleep. And so when I went to get my 2 week bereavement pay again, they didn't want to give it to me because nobody was doing my job. And at that time, the National Guard was there, and they would come there, learn the Afghan language, and we'd do everything for them, and then they would go off to war. And so I got fired. I came in because they couldn't do it, thought I could do it. They even paid for the convention center, and the National Guard paid for my mom's funerary session. Wow. And I came in, tried to do it, and he said, you got to stay. And Dick did. And I was like, I can't. I envisioned my mom's call being transferred, and I was like, I got to go. He said, well, then you're fired. So I got unemployment for 2 years because he fired me unjust. So I moved on for that time period. I did cleaning. I worked for Wizard Cleaning here in town, cleaning the nasty varsity villas. So I was the supervisor for her and ran crews through the summer doing the cleanup after the students, dorms, all that nastiness. Oh, God. It was crazy. I'd go in and wake up and be opening doors at 4 a.m. for people and clean all day long until night.
Those turns are.
It was disgusting.
Oh, I bet.
I cleaned them one summer actually with a girl that I had hired at Sweetgrass, and she was like, "Do you want to help me clean these turns?"
Yes. Everybody gets sucked in one time, and you would only get paid at the end. So you would do it for so long and have to put so much in, but it was like a tax check, an amazing tax check at different times. And then so I also went into Sugar Daddy's Cakes and Catering, and I was her event manager for 13 years.
Wow.
So I did kind of both off seasons, and that's how I went until Cloverleaf opened.
I love it.
I've been there for 7 years, and then I liked Courtyard, being more behind the computer and doing my thing.
Right.
So now that I am the front end and I'm getting to be on the computer too, along with serving, I like it. But the serving kind of brought me back out of my shell. All those, after losing my parents, all those people like literally have showed me so much love and just brought me into an amazing place. Like they bring me every day just like I do them. So I've been stuck there and I've been wanting to go back to an office job, but you look at places like IU and stuff and they won't pay you anything.
It's so hard.
Event management's like $14 an hour. I'm like, I was getting paid 25 plus. And like you said, bartending and stuff. There were so many weddings where people failed to show up and we'd have a server that had their liquor license. They'd bartend 25 plus an hour.
Yeah.
IU hires for $13 an hour. Like what?
Wow.
Who does that
Yeah.
still? It's insane, especially for the money that IU gets into this town. It's just pay more.
Right.
Yeah.
Pay more to the locals that are here. You know, the locals that stay here get less and less as the students get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Sad. So I appreciate the students here because we do have a lot of love from them too, but at the Cloverleaf. But they leave and us locals are still here.
Right.
And the rent
Our
is still
rent's high, and then
$2,000 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's insane.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship for
Definitely.
me, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. What do you
Yeah.
love about it?
Well, I mean, just the fact that I wouldn't live in Bloomington if it wasn't for the university. You
Yeah.
know, just Bill Burr came to Assembly Hall, Flaming Lips doing Grand Falloon, like
Well,
all
it's
these
just
national acts that are coming through
Right.
Bloomington. It's not like the rest of Indiana. It's kind of hilly. You have the largest lake in Indiana 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
You have all these.
It's still got like that quaint feeling to it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's the perfect size. It's an hour drive to Colts Pacers games. It's an hour 15 minutes to my parents
Right.
or some of my family on the north side of Indy, and like
You
I
get
don't know,
all the
it's just-
seasons.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing where like I wouldn't mind going somewhere warmer. I
Yeah,
wish
me
Bloomington
too.
was somewhere warmer,
Yeah.
but like it's a lot of the things that I love about Bloomington. 500 restaurants.
Right.
All the food, man.
Yeah,
It's
like that
so
would not
good.
be here if it wasn't for the university.
Right.
So like you have to take the students along with that.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I
That's
don't
a
know.
good outlook on it. I like that. Yeah. Because it is a lot when it becomes a ghost town. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
they leave, it does take a little bit of a toll on the restaurants. And then, because it's how many students this year, honestly?
Yeah, I think it's like 40,000 typically. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I know it just gets bigger and bigger. So that's a huge toll. Some stay, but most go.
Yeah.
So it takes a toll.
It kind of works out for us since when they're gone is summer. So like we're going to be slinging ice cream anyway. But we, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all day.
But
yeah.
we still obviously see a big hit when they're gone, especially third-party delivery service, like orders through DoorDash, stuff like that.
Right.
But
Do you guys get lines out the door? Like, remember how like the old chocolate mousse would be just like, is it like
Rats.
that now that you guys are inside?
so now it never gets quite like that. We'll get like a line to the door.
Okay.
But never quite out of it because now you have two places to order.
Oh, okay.
So now you can order at the window or inside.
Right.
Oh, there is. Okay.
And yeah, I'd like to think we've gotten a little more efficient with the process because also too at the stand, you were taking orders where someone was handing it out.
Right.
So someone's like telling you what they want and the person finishes, they're like, grab number bus! And you're like, I'm so sorry. Could you repeat what you were saying? So there was a very
Definitely.
That's literally exactly how.
No, I know. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get on people about like, hey guys, like you can yell something loud without sounding angry.
Right.
It's like we're not mad.
Peanut
We're-
butter cup.
Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Say it with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll embarrass them and do so many like cheesy jokes. Be like, hand out a banana split. Be like, this split is bananas. BANANAS. Or like have a cup of Blue Moon ice cream. Be like, what's in a Blue Moon? Or, a Kit Kat Blizz. Like, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat Blizz. Just like,
Right.
Oh, the worst one is we have a chocolate explosion Sunday. And I'll be like, I got a chocolate explosion. And then I just look back at all the kids and they're just all face palming. I'm like, doing well, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to show like
A little bit of embarrassment of yourself goes a long way.
Well,
for
just
another.
have fun. It's ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
not that deep.
It's not
Right.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's serious in that like we've been around for 90 years and we want people to have a good
Right.
experience, but like
90
they're not
years.
gonna have a good experience if you're in your feels or
Yeah,
like
if you're not having a good time
Why
about
are you
it.
here
Yeah.
for bubblegum ice cream if you're not smiling?
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
Just wondered.
If you guys, on that note, we're finally going to start soliciting like flavor ideas from people. If you could have us make a flavor, what would it be that we don't make?
You want me to tell you what I like from another ice cream place that you don't have?
Yeah.
Is the Reese's, it's like the peanut butter. Breyers makes it too. It's like a peanut butter fold into the chocolate.
Okay. Like a ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's like actual chocolate. Chocolate and peanut butter. I can tell you where later.
Is it
And-
a chocolate based ice cream?
Yes. And then
Okay.
it just has like actual peanut butter, like thick ribbon through the ice cream.
Interesting.
Breyers makes one. Try it and make it for me.
Okay.
Because we come there. It's
And-
experience
Well,
with mousse.
In the meantime, you could do a mousse chocolate peanut butter blizz, and that'll get you
I
pretty
do.
close. Okay. All right.
I
You're like,
do.
please, dude. I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
yeah.
What's yours?
I don't have a favorite. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't really eat ice cream
Yeah,
like that.
one of those. I've got a few of those friends, and then I question why
Well,
they're
it's
my
not that I
friends.
don't
too.
like it. I love like butter pecan ice cream.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I just, unless it's hot outside, I don't really.
Right. You're not
I
like,
love
oh,
it
I'm going to
any
get ice
time of
cream.
day.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I was just wondering.
You can
'cause
make
we're
deliveries to the Cloverleaf. We can tell you what day and time is appropriate.
We're selling the ice cream
Boom,
for the chocolate
there you go.
With the truck.
partnership.
Like, we're making it happen
I
right
know
here.
somebody.
Yeah, no,
We
that'd be
know,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys are serving pies a la mode. Why the hell isn't it chocolate mousse ice cream?
It should be with grasshop, whatever.
Little venene, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys moving out to Brown County, I think, was probably a smart move. Like
It worked.
the business out there, I mean, could obviously come and go
Yeah.
during the season, but yeah.
Yeah, it's worked out well for us out there because people know us as a coffee shop out there, and then the drive-through.
So is it the coffee shop out there?
Well, I mean, it's an ice cream. It's still way more ice cream than
Both, yeah.
anything, but we have a
Right.
bigger hot food menu
Okay.
with stuff that we
Really?
do. Yeah, like pulled pork mac and cheese, Cuban
Nice.
sandwiches, stuff like that.
We'll have to go.
Yeah.
I love Cuban
I love brown
sandwiches.
guys.
What twins did you call yourself?
The Bopsy twins.
It's the little Bopsy twin
We'll have
road
to go.
trip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Love
so
Brown
down.
County. Love it.
Well, let me know when you go. I'll make sure you get taken care of.
Yeah.
Especially if you get chocolate mousse ice cream in Cloverleaf.
Yeah.
You think? Okay, so all right.
You're like, okay, all
right.
right. Challenge accepted.
Yep, exactly.
And you're
That's
like, you think I can't do that?
Yeah.
Like, do you know who I am?
I know a guy.
We do know somebody, but you know who's going to be dipping it up.
Oh gosh, we're not gonna.
We don't want to do ice cream. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, you're like, we take it
It
back.
comes in these little pints with lids already on them, though, right?
Oh, perfect.
Well,
when you do
normally
them-
for restaurants, we sell 2.5 gallon tubs that you scoop
Oh,
from.
do you? Okay.
Yeah, that's what you would make the most sense for you guys. But yeah, we do like the prepackaged half pints for other things.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll take
It's a thought for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
we'll take a quick break. Be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Introducing Constellation Stage and Screen, Bloomington's newest professional theater and film company. On stage next, Constellation presents American Fast, a riveting new sports drama playing March 23rd through April 8th at the Ted Jones Playhouse. 21-year-old college basketball sensation Katie Salama makes it to March Madness, only to become a national news story when she lies about observing the Muslim fast while competing in the tournament. See this thrilling new basketball drama, American Fast, on stage March 23rd through April 8th in downtown Bloomington. Find tickets at constellation.org. You haven't heard about Excalibur? Well, you better axe somebody. It's Bloomington's premier axe throwing facility located at 3604 West 3rd Street. It's perfect for birthdays, wedding parties, corporate events, or just hanging out with your friends. They also offer fun for all ages and super exciting Jelly Ball. Find out more and book your next event at Excaliburs.com. That's AXE Caliber with an S, Excaliburs.com. Did you know the Chocolate Mousse has a second Bloomington location? Located next to Buffalo's on Indiana Avenue, not only can you find our famous homemade ice cream, but we also have a full coffee menu featuring locally roasted Brown County coffee and delicious vegan and gluten-free treats from our friends at Rainbow Bakery. Skip the line and order ahead at moosebtown.com 7 days a week. Open early at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. It's the perfect early morning stop, midday pick-me-up, or late night snack.
Edit all that out. Oh my god.
All right, we're back with part 2 of the Cloverleaf episode. We have talked a lot about Cloverleaf, and obviously have kind of dove through what it's like working there, what kind of food stuff is there. I want more generally to talk about restaurants, if that's cool with you guys. We also got to hear your stories. What would you say is like the hardest position to work in a restaurant?
Probably management.
I didn't pay her to say that.
I'm just saying, like,
It's stressful.
Yeah, I've been there. It's very stressful. And I'm watching her go through it, like through ownership change. And I feel for her because it's like we went through the ownership change at Sweetgrass.
Right.
I became like front of house manager, scheduling. So I feel her. It's very stressful.
Yeah. It's
And
smoothing
back of
out.
house, I'm sure, is stressful. I've not worked in
Definitely.
back of house, so let me just backpedal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We didn't have really a
Management
tipping
would have to
thing
do it.
for the cooks in Cloverleaf, and I really try to adapt to that. The girls, you make good money, you should tip the cooks.
Yeah.
They're the reasons that we push out the food that we do, and we need to tip them on busy days. So we
do
tip
that.
them now and show them some love. But I think that's a well hated on thing, like the tip percentages through a lot of the restaurants and stuff. And I
Right.
think that they don't really realize, like, just be honest, what they make compared to what you make. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
you've got to show some love.
have to.
So,
Yeah, back of house is tough. I
Yeah.
had one
I
dishwashing
couldn't-
shift.
yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
did a couple like salad shifts. Those weren't too bad.
everybody,
but it's like,
I think, should have to do a shift
Yeah.
in the restaurant that you work at, so you can appreciate the person that's doing your job.
yeah, well, it's like
Behind the
even
scenes.
the best. It's just obviously it's all one giant team. To where if a server rings in everything at once, they're going to swamp the best kitchen. If a kitchen isn't on top of their stuff, like it's going to screw up the best server you got.
Right.
Like it all needs to work in like
Yep.
perfect harmony.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has to ebb and flow,
definitely.
yeah.
Where do you guys like to go out to eat in town? Like, what's your what are your go-tos?
Texas Roadhouse.
TR,
My favorite.
I love it.
That's my favorite.
I love me some TR.
Go-tos would probably be like, I don't know, La Cha. That's
Yeah.
definitely a go-to.
What are you getting at La Cha?
What do I get?
Yeah.
The 5 de Mayo tacos with corn tortillas.
You realize your new owner owns El Ranchero, right?
Well, that's okay. I don't get my favorite tacos from El
No,
Ranchero,
I know. It's just I thought it was funny.
Sorry.
I love La Cha. I love them both, but that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
What about a TR?
I just love their steak. I
Yeah?
mean, you just can't get the steak. Just like, you want a fried chicken in a certain place, you can't get a steak. Any of the Mexican restaurants that I try to go to, I'll tell my daughter, because she don't really do Mexican, she'll get a steak. She'll go, they don't do it the same. She's tried a couple of times. She's like, they don't do it the same. It's not the same. Texas Roadhouse has the best steak.
Yeah, TR's good, man. It's
Yeah.
like obviously we're here to support local, but
Yeah,
like
but
TR
it's
is
You
just-
can't go wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
they're the green beans get me every time.
Sorry, local.
I do like their shrimp scampi too.
Local.
Oh, really? I've never had.
Yeah, it's like garlic shrimp, maybe not shrimp scampi.
Yeah, well, this is the same
Yeah.
deal, more or less.
Whatever.
Trying to think local. I love the Office Lounge tenderloin.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Now we're
I'm
talking.
not even a big drinker, but I go for their tenderloins. So
Yeah, it's a great spot. Office Lounge is a lot of fun.
yeah, underrated.
Although you
It
can't.
is underrated.
It's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Friday or Saturday though, you're not allowed to sing rap at karaoke.
Yeah,
Are you not?
It's like-
That's
yeah, it's like-
hilarious.
Yeah, my girl works there, and I don't stay to karaoke. I'll be like, I gotta go. I don't know how you could do that. Being a bartender is one thing, being a server is another. Being a server with drunks and karaoke,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, you
Everybody's
gotta have
amazing.
a lot of patience for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's a superstar.
Yeah. Cool.
What about burgers in town?
Burgers. I don't know, because they're not
It depends.
local.
Do you want like Hinkles or do you
Right,
want like
some
the
big
Well,
tag?
I'm leaving it open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good old Hinkle's burger.
I classify those as smash burgers or thick boys,
Okay.
like THICC,
Yeah.
BOI.
Right. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely love a Hinkle's burger. I've always loved a Hinkle's burger.
Yeah.
I think the sad thing for a lot of locals or anybody is Hinkle's is right along with Cloverleaf we only have certain hours.
Right.
So anytime that certain people work, they can't get to go.
Yeah.
So I would always hate it that,
Yeah, that'll be nice that you guys are expanding later in the evening, and then Sunday is so big. The amount of time times that I've like wanted to go to Cloverleaf on a Sunday.
Or anywhere. I feel like a lot of places in Bloomington are closed. Well,
Sundays and Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays. I was gonna say Mondays are a lot of people take the Monday off because
Yeah.
like they almost have to be open Sunday, but they'll take Monday off to kind of regroup, and it's good for them.
Yeah.
But it's like, can we all get on a schedule together where we
It's
alternate?
kind of what I'm
'cause
waiting to see what happens with the new ownership is him wanting to open Sundays and Mondays. We had just closed Mondays, but starting to see the staffing problems is where those hours changed after the 7 years.
Right.
We just changed it at 6.5. So, when I asked them, why weren't you open Sundays after church? I would want to come to Cloverleaf. And the original owner would tell me no. He was like, you have to have a whole new shift of people. And then
Yeah.
the manager has to be there and, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you want to ensure quality, and
Yes.
then like also it's nice to give your staff a day of rest.
Exactly. So what do you have to kind of find a happy medium, but hey, if you can get the people to work it, it's just, you have to be available for the shifts that you're going to get called in for, I guess.
right.
What do you like? What's your favorite thing to get at Cloverleaf? Like if you customize and like make.
I love their pancakes.
Yeah.
I don't eat them anywhere else.
the breaded mushroom.
Yeah, people love the
Okay,
breaded
I don't think I've had the
mushrooms.
They
breaded
have
mushrooms.
breaded portobello mushrooms. I don't
Yes.
even like mushrooms like that, and I will eat
Yeah.
these. They're
Portobello
so good.
mushrooms, people
Yeah.
love. The tenderloins, people love. There's just a lot there. Biscuits and gravy is signature. You can get fat there for sure.
for sure.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the B's and G's. I love the French toast there.
Yeah.
The working
is-
man's friend is a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other local spots are there here? I'm trying. I mean, I was literally trying. When you said
Scenic
burger, I
View.
started thinking, Scenic View.
I don't know if they have burgers though. Yeah, where would be like? Okay,
'Cause when I
best
think
place
of it,
to
I'm
get a
like-
burger, Jordan. Where?
Yeah, so we talked about it on our most recent one where it was like Crazy Horse, or not, I'm sorry, Crazy Horse does do a good burger, but Trojan Horse.
Trojan Horse, yeah.
Then Upland has like a good thick boy burger. They
I
also
love
have the
Crazy
bison.
Horse's, cheese sticks.
Yeah, oh yeah, those cheese sticks
They'll,
are
like,
so
choke you.
good. Did you know that you can order those a la carte, like one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Really, like $2 for a cheese
Yeah,
stick.
yeah,
type
something like
thing.
that. Yeah, I found that out.
Insane.
Man, that was a complete game changer.
Yeah, interesting. My old boss, he used to make them for us, and with the cheese, string cheese,
Oh, nice.
and
And
then
he
bread
had
them
bread
and
'em.
stuff. Oh my gosh!
I had them one time. They were really good.
I didn't share them very much.
He did. No, he made them another
Yeah,
time.
I
Yeah,
know.
you did share them.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah,
like with
I've
the
had
first
'em-
time.
I've had them once.
Yeah,
they were
they're
really good.
fire. Yeah,
What's so obviously you guys get slammed for breakfast. What's like your dinner, your lunches like?
Slams.
Other than on the week, like weekday lunches.
slams.
Really?
Slam.
Still? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it stays busy there.
yeah.
Who makes all the pies?
Trent in the back.
Yeah.
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 You've probably seen him around. He definitely travels. He's a food connoisseur. He loves, he's a local. He loves everybody and he gets around to try everything. And
Yeah.
Everybody knows
He's cool.
him. But he's our main prep cook. He's been doing it for a while back there. And
Okay. I was
They're
just saying,
so
he's,
good.
he's
Those
killing
pies
it on
are
the pod game
fire.
yeah,
for sure.
Yep. But not like Gray Brothers.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Just
yeah,
saying,
a few
though.
things are like Gray Brothers.
Gray Brothers.
My I hosted my
Gray
whole family
Brothers
at the.
now.
I know.
at the
We'll
tr-
go.
Let me know when you go. I'm
Okay.
down. I'm down the road trip.
Are they open right now?
Not right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Come on.
I
It's
told
just
you I'm
like-
going straight to bed after this. I'm like-
Exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah.
but if you go another time, I'll road trip it.
Okay.
I'll drive too.
Okay,
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
Sold.
at least sold.
What's your favorite pizza place?
You read my mind. That was my next follow up. I'm a big Mother Bears fan.
Mother Bears?
I obviously love Pizza X, Crazy Avers. Da Vinci is nice for like a bougie slice.
Da Vinci.
Or
I
not a
haven't had
slice.
it. Me
Yeah.
neither.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really similar to like what King Dough used to do on the square.
Okay.
And then
So it's like over the fire, like fire roasted.
yeah,
crust
they
or
had like
whatever?
this Italian oven put in. I think it might be coal though.
Okay, that's still okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like it's worse at all.
Yeah, but yeah,
Interesting.
just
And
different
then
method.
they're not local, but I like Goodfellas too. I mean, they're out of Kentucky, so they're not like a huge, massive chain, but like they're pretty good. That's more like New York style
Yeah.
slice.
Yeah. I like that.
I always, dude, when I realized I mentioned the pizza thing a few different times, and I always forget Osteria Rigo. Like they're like my favorite restaurant in town, and I
Oh
always,
my
whenever I'm
gosh,
talking about
there's-
pizza, though, I forget about their
That they have
pizza because I
pizza.
always get other stuff.
Yeah.
But I've had their pizza there once, and it was up there, if not better than any of them. Like
Was
it's
it?
so good.
Now
they
I
always
want to
do
try
like
their pizza.
Yeah,
they're
they-
so good.
they do a like a pizza of the month. And the one I did was like a Rick and Morty is what it called. So it was like ricotta and like mortadella. And like, yeah, it was really...
My daughter don't like pizza, so I hate it. It's just frustrating.
Really?
So they have to have good breadsticks. And then
there you go.
but it's still, you can't feed your kid breadsticks for dinner.
Right.
Well, you can't.
Sometimes. Yeah, it's a Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, shows what I know.
A couple breadsticks. Pizza Express wins in
Well, I
that
was gonna
category
say,
for her. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, if you're just doing breadsticks.
Nobody's got
Right.
the cheese like them.
Yeah,
she
pizza X,
says.
get a little spicy cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to like Pizza Pantry in Ellettsville.
Yeah.
That place was really good too.
I've never
I haven't
been.
been in a while, but their sauce
Their
is-
ownership changed.
It did, but that sauce was just like Cloverleaf, a signature that they bought. So I
it?
need to go back and try it.
They had that good ground Italian sausage.
Yes,
that
the
they
crumbled
just, like,
sausage.
cover and-
Yes.
I love it. That's like Pizza King would do it like that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I love that style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Girls Night Out?
Girls night.
Probably like Una Cantina,
Okay.
Social Cantina,
Any cantina.
anything. Ina. No.
Brothers. We used to like to go to Brothers. My girl used to go $2 Tuesdays anywhere, but Brothers, and we would just sit in the corner and laugh at the girls.
That's another good spot too,
Laugh.
brothers.
Just a little people watching.
Yes,
just
it's always
drunk
fun
people
to watch.
watching them fall over. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And dancing. You
Yeah.
don't really get a good dance spot like Dunkirk back in the day.
Yeah.
Dude, Dunkirk
we're-
was the best.
The
I mean, because
best.
now you have like the jungle at sports, but that's like...
It's like never open though, is it?
Yeah, it's... And then there's Kalau, but those are like only on the weekends. Dunkirk was like fun because it was much more
Dunkirk was-
approachable.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a little older.
Is
Yeah.
it still open?
Dunkirk?
Yeah.
No, now it's the
Yes.
upstairs pub took over the top half, and then
Yeah.
Yada Garuso, like ramen, took over the bottom half and
Yeah.
some of the top.
What is Yada? What?
It's a ramen place.
Oh, cool.
I wrote a review about it, but
I don't pay
yeah, I
attention.
know. I'm just giving you a
know
hard
what I'm
time.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot going on, Jordan. I don't have time to read your fairy tales.
That's not even what it is.
I know. Breakfast spot other than Cloverleaf?
Scenic view.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You doing the Bloody Marys out there?
So good.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Also, Runcible Spoon.
Oh, I love the spoon.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a bit. I need to go back.
Yeah.
I cook breakfast at home.
That's good. You save more money than Therese and I.
Yeah.
I don't know.
absolutely.
I mean, I don't want to get out if I'm doing, like, I'm not
Right.
even gonna lie. I'll go for a good croissant which at Burger King if I
Dude.
can make it.
I grew up on that.
Yeah.
If I can make it, I'm in for it. I'm
Like if I
"What
don't
time is
have,
it?"
my kids, I wouldn't want to drag them all out to go get breakfast
Right,
either.
yeah.
Yeah, it's much
I
easier to
don't-
get
Or would
through a
you take your
drive-thru.
kids all
but
to,
if
like, the
it's
scenic
definitely
view?
me, I'm going out and having
Yeah,
some
for
Bloody
sure.
Marys at Scenic View.
Yeah,
But
you
no,
just-
I mean, it's just sad what the breakfast industry's done with Denny's closing, the way they fell off, and then
Yeah,
IHOP, you
what-
might get one server to the restaurant,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Right.
just
I
like,
forgot we had an IHOP.
I had a good before I left for my trip. It was like 4 a.m. and I was up and so I went to IHOP to like fuel up, and it was a good experience. The dude was
Was
really
it?
good. Yeah,
you had a guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I've waited on him a couple times, and
Okay.
I've told him, like, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'll keep you in mind. But he says it's just horrible. But he said his mom's like, he's amazing. He runs that place. I'm like, okay.
Shorter guy
So
with like tats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was really good because the last time I'd been in there, I
He
was
comes
like,
back in, I'll tell
can
him
I just
that.
sit at the bar top? And the lady's just like, no, I already cleaned that area, so I had to go to a table. And I'm just like, it's gonna take the same to wipe off a table as it is like just the bar top.
Right.
And like,
right, it's just me.
and this
right?
guy like had literally just mopped, and I asked about the bar top. He's like, yeah, sure. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I
Right.
still tipped the lady well, but I like tipped him even fatter for just like,
Right.
yeah, thank
Being
you.
cool.
Let me
Right.
just
Yeah.
sit at the bar top. Like that's where I
Definitely.
want to sit, especially by myself.
Yeah. Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
like-
I'm glad they got him there because they needed him. Because I mean, they just had nobody. It was sad.
Yeah,
just
I
stopped
went there, and I think there was like 2 people working there on like a Sunday during the day when I
Yeah.
went.
Well, we know how hard it is to staff like good
Yes,
local spots.
that's so
Can you imagine
true.
trying to be the
Yeah.
manager staffing a like a
Corporation,
chain where you're
yeah.
just like, what are you really pitching people on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me, I think, though, is the work ethic it goes back to because us at Cloverleaf, we never disappear. You see us all the
Yeah,
time for the
yeah,
most
absolutely.
part. You go to Texas Roadhouse, they have 4 tables, and you don't see them. So it's like you're just waiting with your steak and want to get some
that just
A1 or
happened
something.
to us on your birthday when we went to Texas Roadhouse.
And you just have to wait, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just see
The
a server.
like just disappeared for
but they go
hours.
away and they just, so a lot of restaurants, I think that there's not the work faster. You got 4 tables. When I found that out through an online chat of like server stuff on Facebook, and people are like, oh, what do you think about Texas Roadhouse? And they give all their feedback on server positions. And they're just like, oh, you only get 4 tables or 3, I guess some people only get. And I'm thinking, and they still suck? I'm just thinking, what in the world, you know?
Yeah.
So when I do get my really good servers, I definitely tip them fat because I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole nother level. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I went to my last day in Puerto Rico. I went to did a 5-course, bougie ass, tasting meal dinner,
Nice.
you know,
I'm like,
and it was $130. And then so I got a mocktail. They made a really good mocktail. But the guy came and took the glass and then never asked if I wanted another one.
Really?
And would check on things kind of running through. But I was sitting at a communal table. So I think he's probably the newest guy they have. And there was just no personality. Because
Right.
I feel I get it to have the utmost uber professionalism, but part of that should be able to show personality.
but do you think it was a language barrier maybe?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it was and the first, I don't know, there's a couple really, really good dishes, but there's a couple where it's just I don't know. I had several meals that were a lot better in my time there that were a lot cheaper.
Right.
But it was still good. And it was I'm glad I did the experience, but it's just I don't want to overly critique someone that's waiting in a place that's nicer than I've ever waited in.
Right.
But I also feel I'm pretty reasonable with what my expectations are and what my criticisms would be.
Somebody, in that situation, to
just
be
to be
more
the
personable.
bee's knees.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we got to remember that something could have been going on.
Yeah.
You never know sometimes. Because I've been just kind of explaining to her sometimes, I can tell it on your face. So we may not realize, and my regulars, they see, when I'm over, they're just oh, you're smiling again. I'm like, oh, they've seen me, Or when somebody gives you that good old, you look tired today. And you're just what?
Yeah. I mean, he was usually where I could see him, and I was the first person sat in the restaurant because I made a reservation for 1 at 5 o'clock.
First person.
Yeah. So I was
okay.
there wasn't. Yeah, because I try to be as cognizant of that as possible about what could be going on with him.
Right.
But again, I think it was just that he was newer.
Yeah.
And just was still kind of learning the ropes. He brought me the check and was just it was a pleasure serving you. Have a great night. And I'm just wait, I still have to give you my card. You still have to run my card. I don't know. I mean, we've all slipped.
He was just
autopilot.
We've all slipped up. Yeah,
autopilot.
It was very much, I felt I was just kind of disregarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I probably don't look like the richest person in there because I'm not. So it's
So they don't,
I'm sure, I don't think I was given the best version. And then some of the, I don't know, the first ahi tuna, tartare was just I don't know. I just don't get it was just very meh.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was
Did you
expect
finish it?
Yeah.
You
I'm not going to complain about it.
Because
Right,
I
and you're
read
gonna
a lot
eat it,
on what's on their plate, how fast they ate it, or just looking. If you're a good server, you're paying attention, and you're was everything okay with that?
Yeah, well, the look on my
Exactly.
face. Well, because too, when it came out, it was the ahi tuna tartare. I meant to order the beef tartare because I asked him, "What should I do, the ceviche or the tartare?" But on my hand, I motioned to the the beef one.
Right.
And he goes, "Oh, the tartare." I'm like, "Fantastic, let's do it." And then it comes out and it's ahi tuna. I'm like,
You had to adjust,
okay, so there's already that. Knocking it.
Yes.
But it was
That
a cool
sucks.
experience. They've been open for 18 years. People said that they're close to having a Michelin star, but I don't know. I thought about because the owner, chef, proprietor has his email James or whatever at at the bottom. So maybe I should just write him an email hey, I know that I'm from Indiana, and my opinion means nothing. But if you care, here's things I noticed. I'm not mad.
Teach
I don't
them a
want
little bit.
anything. But these are just things that I'm happy when I have friends tell me about little things
Right,
of the moose.
just-
Exactly.
So they might appreciate that. You
Right.
know? I don't know.
That's what I
Try
said
it.
at comment box. And even when our system just came, I was everybody's breaking down. I'm well, maybe we'll just tell him to ask the customers what they think.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because
Oh, but
that's the
he's
best feedback that you
seen.
get, the comments, you know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
But I just think that sometimes I realize that even our servers paying attention at the end of the day, you start doing your side work and you're in your mode. Kids are, you're going to, everything changes and you literally come in autopilot and you no longer care about your table. Other things are going on in your brain and stuff. And so I think sometimes that does happen even with the best of servers.
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
I do it. That's why I try not to yell at the girls at all because it's we all miss.
Right.
We all forgot to put a ticket in or it's just
She doesn't
how-
yell, to be
How
clear.
Yeah.
you rebuttal
She
it?
doesn't
how much you apologize to make it right, how much you can convince them it's going to be okay, no matter if you messed up or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think any good manager should ever yell. Like, you shouldn't have to.
I've had my moment.
No, I mean,
maybe you feel like
maybe not in this role yet.
Not as a manager.
In the previous role, I had
different.
some.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing with that is, when they say you reward bad behavior in the workplace and you never give good credit to those that are doing the good stuff, it takes a toll on you, and everybody gets irritated and can get
when
frustrated.
You feel underappreciated.
So I think
I mean, that's what anybody ever wants from their boss, to just feel appreciated.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to tell us about or get out there before we wrap up?
It's a great rainstorm.
I know, it's kind of cool. I don't want it to end.
I haven't got to hear it on a tin roof in a while, so it's nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Cool. Well, thank you guys. You guys have obviously paid your dues. Yes. You still work your tails off.
Yes.
I'm excited that, to see the changes that the new ownership takes.
Yes.
To see the collaboration between South and West and the new hours. So I can't thank you guys enough for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Of course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cut.
Thanks for joining us in the latest episode of the No Dishes podcast. Do you like what you heard? Be sure to write a review, rate us, subscribe, like, whatever it is that you do to show your support. We really appreciate it. Until next time, be sure to keep those hands dry. This episode of the No Dishes podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No dishes.
Season 4 of the No Dishes podcast is brought to you by visitbloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurants and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.